5 Koshas are. And these are like the 5 layers of the body. And so first let me just like take a moment, introduce myself. I am Rebecca Paisley. I am an Ayurvedic practitioner and a yoga instructor, and I specialize in helping women heal their hormones and realign so that they can connect to that bliss body that we're going to chit chat about. And so I do this through a community and also one-on-one coaching. You can find the links down below in the description. And so today I really wanted to talk about like why we have to focus on, why are they so crooked? Sorry, my dogs are in them. So why do we have to focus on healing the body before we focus on anything else, right? So like in my line of work, we're constantly focusing on the body and getting it back into balance, right? Like getting the hormones back into balance, getting the gut back into balance, getting everything functioning properly so that the mood swings and the fatigue and the bloating and the digestive issues all disappear, right? And but a lot of times my clients are searching for more than that. And here's like the deal. You have to get the body cleared up first, because if you don't, the rest of it is all frivolous activities because it's not going to work. If your body is clogged and the channels aren't working the way that they're supposed to be working, then simply put, you can't tap into your intuitive wisdom as good as you should be able to. You can't tap into that extreme bliss and like at peace because you're constantly worried about what is going on in the body. And so it keeps pulling you out, right? So like think about if you're sitting down to meditate and you have an ankle that is throbbing, probably not going to be that peaceful of a meditation because you are thinking about your ankle, thinking about your body. That's why the first step isn't always meditation, it's yoga. And so we do this to clear the body, to clear the channels, to clear the, in Chinese medicine, they're called meridians. In Ayurveda, they're called nadis. And it's all these energy channels that flow throughout the body, right? And so when we live our lives, we end up like doing things that maybe we shouldn't do, and it gets clogged up in our body, or things happen to us that weren't that great, or we get injured somehow. All of these things create energy blockages in the body. The food we eat, the things we take in through our eyes and our ears and our nose and our mouth and our touch, everything. It can all start to block the body. And because of that, you start to have issues in the body. So that's why getting the body as pure as possible first is really the key to tapping into those deeper layers that we're going to dive into, right? So that first outer layer you can see here is the Annamaya Kosha, the physical sheath. So that is what I've been talking about, the external body, our skin, our organs, our muscles, our tissues, all these things are the Annamaya Kosha. And that is what we have to focus on first. So one, we're healing the body through food, through lifestyle choices, through exercise and herbs and spices and all these things, your routine, all these things have to be shifted so that you can start having a free and clear body to then dive into the deeper koshas. Because let's be honest, like if we're eating freaking McDonald's every day, our body is full of shit and it's clogged and there's things that aren't operating the way they should. The mitochondria is sad and slow, and you're fatigued and you're depressed and you're all these things, right? And of course, depression is a mental state, but the more you get your body in line, the more the other koshas start to come online also. So these other ones, your mental and your life force and your wisdom and your bliss body, will start to align themselves as you fix the physical body. So it's not like, oh, I have to fix the physical body completely and then work each one as they go down. They're all going to start opening up and being more taken care of and more accessible and feel better as you fix each one. They're all connected, right? But the body is where it all starts because that's what we're living in. This is the most real thing. So, like with my clients, we're always focusing on the body first, getting the gut, getting the hormones, getting all these things put together, because then once you're not worried about your body turning against you, you can start looking at the other aspects, right? So then you can start looking at the life force, and which is like your breath and your energy levels and your like will to want to live, right? And then also the mental aspect, which is going to be like the anxiety, the depression, and your mindset. And granted, like as you start to eat better and exercise better, for the physical body, your mental body is going to naturally improve. So as like I was saying, like as you fix the physical body, other parts will also improve, right? The more you exercise, the better your respiratory system is going to work. So then the better your life force is going to be able to flow into you and flow out of you, and the more energy you're going to have and the better you're going to feel. So these three are really like all getting better at the same time by focusing on healing the body. So as we get the energy lines cleared in the body, we're having better life force energy. We're having better mental state, better mind state. We see the positive. We see the good in life. We see all the things that our life can have for us. And then as those go, you'll be able to start working in the wisdom area and the bliss body. And so this is like the bliss body is like your, that connection you have where you're like, oh my gosh, life is amazing. I can be so connected. My intuition's here. I know exactly what to do. And you're just like in the flow, right? And also the wisdom sheath is going to be like your wisdom, your inner knowing. So that's more, sorry, I got those two a little backwards. So like the wisdom sheath is where your intuition comes from, right? And your knowledge and your knowing of things. And then the bliss body kosha is more of like your like unity consciousness, right? Like feeling one with everything and having that like always being joyful and happy and seeing the best in things and seeing how interconnected everything is and just trusting the process, right? And so that just covers like what each of them are, right? So you have your physical, that's the body and what you're putting into it. Then you have the life force. This is your energy and your will to keep going. Then your mental is the mindset aspect. Wisdom is going to be your knowledge and your intuition, your inner knowing. And then bliss is going to be that pure unadulterated happiness and joy. But if your body is fucked up, you're not going to get to experience bliss because you're constantly going to be thinking about your messed up shoulder, or you're constantly going to be thinking about, oh my gosh, my period's coming in a week and I'm about to turn into a miserable bitch, right? So like you're not going to get there. You might get snippets of it, like little glances of things, like maybe you have somebody propose to you, or you have a baby, or you have something really amazing happen in your life that you've been waiting for to happen. And you feel a moment of bliss, but it's not sustained. And that's what I'm talking about. To get these to be sustained and to be fully in them, you have to really work with the body first. So eat right, stretch, yoga, you can do acupuncture, you can do massage, whatever you need to do, foam rolling to clear the energy lines of the body, restorative yoga, yin yoga. And then like as you go, like your life force, that's going to be your breath work. Doing more and more breath work, learning how to control the life force, because prana, which is life force in yoga, is connected. It's not actually like the oxygen we're breathing, it's connected to it. So it comes in as the same, but think of it as like, you have your O2 molecule, right? But then there's this other like little molecule here that is prana, and they're coming in at the same time. And so that is what you're going to be focusing on there is breath work. And then your mental sheath is more meditation, more sitting there, seeing the thoughts, seeing the stressors, seeing the reoccurring patterns, seeing the reoccurring worries, the reoccurring, like, why is my life this way? And letting them go, letting them just lift up and be gone, right? And then that wisdom sheath is going to naturally appear because you're going to have this serene stillness in your life where when something nudges you and it's like, hey, you really need to do this, right? Like I've been having this thing, and it's funny because my girlfriend said it to me and was like, you need to do it. And I was like, yeah, I know. They've been telling me. You hear your guides, you hear your spirit guides, you hear the messages from the universe pushing you in the direction to get to your destiny, to achieve your desires, right? And so for me, it's been get the frick off Instagram all the time and go on YouTube so you can do these longer form videos and really share the wisdom and show people the way of how to get to where they want to go, right? And so you'll be able to see that more clearly the more often you're sitting still, the quieter your mind is, the quieter your body is, the more energized you are. All of that stuff will come to fruition. And then the bliss body shows up and you're just happy. It doesn't matter if it's raining, it doesn't matter if it's a sad day. You see it for what it is and you accept it. And that is like the most beautiful thing, right? So, sometimes when bad things happen to us, we think, why me? Why this? Why that? But instead, when you're in this state and something not so great happens, you're like, oh, that had to happen so that I went in this direction. That had to happen for this specific reason. And then you see it as a blessing because you're so blissed out on everything. So it's like, that is why it's so amazing. And that's why you really need to focus on the body first, because the more we focus on the body, the more everything else is going to fall into line. So if you're like struggling with your gut or your hormones or some other aspect of your life, start focusing on the body first. Focus on getting that in line. You can schedule a one-on-one call with me in the description below, or you can join my community and we have weekly Ask Me Anythings and different guides and info in there to really help you get the body under control, because that is the first aspect. So we're going to cover all the things. And so like if you want to book that call, go ahead and shoot down to the description and book one of the calls, or just subscribe, because I'm going to be here every week on Wednesdays, and we can just keep diving into new and fascinating subjects. If there's a certain subject or area you want covered, leave it in the comments. Again, I am Rebecca Paisley, Ayurvedic practitioner and registered yoga teacher, just here to spread the wisdom that nature can heal, you can heal yourself. It's all possible if you believe and you put in the work. Thanks for joining.